Yo, what's up, YouTube Gen X? I'm gonna keep this one short. And I made this point before about the unfairness that comes into play when the women do the whole um, you guys aren't building like white men are. You don't have what white men do. And it's like, okay, I can deal with comparisons, let's say, to other minority groups, Hispanics, Middle Easterns, but to go off and do the whole you don't have what white men have, I'm like, yo, that's some bullshit. But anyways, one of my boys, old school boys, we're still close, um, has a couple of friends that I know. So it's like we're cool because we have the same buddy, right? So we're not close directly, but indirectly we are close because we share a good friend, and that's the common denominator. So I'll know about what's going on when I talk to my boy, and they'll know what's going on with me when they talk to my boy. Um, and two of them are getting married. The sad part is one of them is getting married to a black chick, and they're kind of struggling with paying for the wedding, right? Because typically speaking, a wedding is supposed to be paid for by the father of the bride. They're supposed to take care of that. The family of the bride is supposed to take care of the cost of the wedding. The dude is buying the ring and doing all the other shit, right? Um, so that's what they're supposed to do, but they're struggling right now coming up with enough money to do the whole wedding. Weddings are costly. Even if you're doing a low budget wedding, it's costly, and no one wants to do a cheap ass wedding, right? People want to have a fairly decent wedding, so it's gonna cost you. I forgot what the average cost for a wedding is, but I know it's like over 10 G's if my memory is serving me correct, because you're looking at food, wedding dress. If you factor in the engagement ring, you factor in reserving the hall or wherever you're getting married at, like, the time off from work, all the hidden miscellaneous costs that go into it. It's pretty pricey. It's sort of like, damn, we low-key struggling right now to pay for this wedding. Other boys getting married to a white chick. Her family's taking care of every last little drop. They gave the bride, they gave her like access to a credit card, and it's like, whatever you guys need, just put it on the card. Don't worry about it. They're paying for everything, and on top of that, they're getting help with their down payment for a home. So the bride's family is doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. The father is paying for the wedding, doing what he has to do. So all the groom has to do is pretty much buy the engagement ring and a small shit. But all the major shit he's not worried about. They met with the wedding planner like once, and he's chilling. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, just imagine if I said, um, this is why you should get married to a white chick or an Asian chick or whatnot, because they come from homes where their father can at least pay for the damn wedding, or at least help out, versus us having to go into debt to get married. What a way to start off the relationship. Just imagine if I used that as a knock on black women. Well, at least her father can walk her down the aisle. Where's your dad? Or if he's there, do you want him to walk you down the aisle? Right? Um, and you sit back and you're like, yo, I would be an asshole if I really used that as a knock on black women. Because it's like, what could you have done about that? How am I holding you accountable for some shit that your parents did? Like, that I would be a legit asshole in every sense of the word. So for me, the way I look at that situation is the same way I look at the whole, oh, you're not building at the same level white men are building at. And it's like, yo, for reals? That's how you want to play it? out of all the people you can compare me to, where it's like, okay, you have a point, you're going to go that far, considering, I mean, black history at a very basic level. You don't even have to be someone that's somewhat advanced in black history, especially like American black history or whatnot, to know that that sort of comparison is, kind of, or highly inappropriate. So I just thought I would put it out there because sometimes a lot of y'all don't get it. Because I've heard women on multiple occasions make that sort of analogy and act like it's not a big deal. Like, why are you tripping? And I'm like, okay, if that's how you want to play it, check out this sort of scenario and this sort of example. We're not trying to fuck with black women because they don't know their fathers and they can't even get their own father to walk them down the aisle, or they can't even get their father or their family to at least pay for half of the damn wedding. Us getting married is putting us in debt. Us getting married is giving us a shitty start to our relationship. We're not even talking about bills and student loan payments and a mortgage or whatnot, kids. I just got married to you and my ass is already in debt. So let me go fuck with non-black women because at least their parents and their fathers can pay for the fucking wedding. That would be outrageous if I said that. Right? Because it would, it wouldn't be fair. If I'm going to knock a woman or anybody, if I'm going to knock somebody, it has to be based off of some shit that's reasonable and some shit that's in their control. But to compare a black man to a white guy who is in a family, and he inherited, homes and wealth and whatnot from, their grandpa. Compare that to Malik, who, is just getting by in terms of he's the first one in their family to go to college, and you're holding him accountable to that. Like, that's outrageous. That's not gonna fly at all. So anyways, I thought I would put it out there, because when I got off the phone with my boy, literally, I was just like sitting back and I was laughing. I was upset. Don't get me wrong, because that's my boy, and it's like, damn, to see them go into that sort of debt just to get fucking married. But then on the flip side, to see another friend, getting married to this white chick and everything's taken care of, set up beautifully, I'm like, oh, it is what it is. But you sit back and you're like, you know what? I can't even fault black women for that because she can't control that. There's nothing she can do about that. It is what it is. But that's my video. Y'all take it easy. God bless.